Okay, let's go, guys. What were the causes of the Opium Wars? Well, the Opium Wars weren't until basically 1839 when the first one started. Okay, but these causes are deep-rooted. So Britain lost the American War of Independence. Such a blight on our history. And because Britain lost those 13 colonies in the Americas, as they were called there, to those Yankees, okay, because Britain lost, they did something, and it was called the swing to the east. Okay, so Britain wasn't making any money out of its American colonies, so we had to look elsewhere. And so we had to swing to the east. Now, as you know, you have the East India Company, and they do a lot of work in India, particularly. But even though Britain takes a lot of Indian land and it becomes a jewel in the crown, China has a massive economy, silk and tea. Okay, they are deeply wanted, and especially tea, as I mentioned earlier. 10% of the entire of Britain's entire economy went on purchasing this tea from China. Now, this creates something called a trade imbalance. All right, Britain was buying far more from China than what we were getting back, and the Chinese didn't wish to trade. Now, this seems a bit bonkers to you today because the whole world is based on global trade, but the Chinese did not wish to trade with European powers. Just didn't want to do it. Okay, the Chinese saw themselves as superior to Europeans. Okay, they thought that the Europeans were basically savages that didn't understand etiquette. All right, so this is a bit of a problem. So how is Britain going to resolve this? All right, our budget's suffering. We're in massive amounts of debt. The economy's all going downhill. What is Britain going to do? And someone, somewhere, I don't know who, someone hatched probably one of the most evil but genius plans in history. So the East India Company grew very high quality opium, basically heroin, in Bangladesh. So this opium, was very, very addictive. It was of a much higher standard. It was of a much higher standard, than average. Okay. So the East India Company organised the selling of opium from Bangladesh to China through middlemen. Okay, smugglers. Now, do you think the Chinese emperor was especially happy with the fact that his population were addicted to heroin, opium? No. Okay, of course he wasn't. He was very much opposed to this. So what he did, he seized over 20,000 tons of opium, and he burnt it as a statement. He burnt it as a statement in 1839. And this causes the first Opium War. Now, there are two. And our course starts in 1857, and the second Opium War is 1856 to 1860. All right? So this is of extreme importance. But essentially, did the British Empire go to war to keep a Chinese population addicted to heroin? Yes. Not once, but twice. And we're going to just delve into the events and the consequences of that later in this lesson. Okay? Right, stop recording. Lovely.